Good morning, students. Dear students, today I am going to discuss with you chapter number 9 of Indian Economic Development. The title of the lesson is Environment and Sustainable Development. Now, in the previous lessons, I have discussed with you various key issues, various challenges to Indian economy, various threats to Indian economy, and various big issues. This lesson is very simple and this lesson is also very knowledgeable. In this lesson, we will study about the meaning of environment, components of environment, functions of environment, threats to environment, causes of environmental pollution, steps taken by government and ourselves to reduce the environmental pollution, importance of clear environment, importance of pollution-free environment for human life, as well as we will also discuss the concept of sustainable development under this lesson. Now, topic is environment and sustainable development. Question arises, what is environment? You have studied in your lower classes about the meaning of environment. Environment means surrounding of an organism. Environment means surrounding of all those things which provide human beings survival. Or environment is defined as the total planetary inheritance and the totality of all resources. It includes all biotic as well as abiotic factors that influence each other. While all living elements, the birds, animals, plants, forests, fisheries, etc. are biotic elements, and air, water, land are abiotic elements. Rocks, sunlight are examples of abiotic elements of the environment. A study of environment then calls for a study of interrelationship between these biotic and abiotic components of environment. Basically, environment means all those things which make possible living of human beings, all the resources, totality of all resources, either they are biotic or they are abiotic. So, surrounding of an organism, basically all the resources around the human beings which makes his life possible are known as the environment. Two main components are in the environment, biotic as well as abiotic. Biotic components are living elements, abiotic components are non-living elements. Birds, animals, plants, forests, fisheries are the examples of biotic elements. Rocks, sunlight, water, land are components of abiotic environment. Now question arises, what are the functions of environment? Environment plays most important role in the life of human beings. Without environment or without proper availability of environmental positions, environmental conditions, it is very difficult for human beings to survive. Basically, if we talk about the functions of environment, the most important function of environment is it provides us resources. Now, resources may be renewable or they may be non-renewable. Renewable resources are those which can be used without the possibility of resources become depleted or exhausted. Or renewable resources are those resources which can be used again and again. Renewable resources are those resources which never deplete, never exhausted, can be used by the human resources throughout the life for a long period of life. that is a continuous supply of resources remain available in case of renewable resources, but at another time there are some non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources are those resources which are used single time, which exhausted after their use, like the fossil fuel, assembly waste. So now question arises, what are the functions of environment? First function of the environment is it provides resources to human beings. Second function of environment is it assimilate waste, means it observe waste. Third function of environment is it sustains life by providing genetic and biodiversity, and it also provides aesthetic services like scenery, etc. Basically, environment provides all those things which are necessary for proper living of human beings, whether they are good natural environment or good sceneries or maybe resources or maybe capacity to observe the waste. Environment is able to perform these functions without any interruption as long as the demand on these functions is within its carrying capacity. Means environment continuously provide these services. Environment continuously perform its function, but only within its living capacity, within its carrying capacity. If we exploit the environment unnecessarily, overutilize the facilities, simply I will call it facilities, provided by the nature, it will create a lot of trouble for human beings. Your daily needs will be provided by the environment. You listen regularly, daily listen, we should save environment. Why we should save environment? You find thousands of the slogans, thousands of the quotes written why we should save environment, because it is necessary to save the environment for continuous living of human beings, for survival of human beings, for survival of animals, etc. This implies that resource extraction is not about the rate of regeneration of the resources, and waste generated are within assimilative capacity of the environment. Simply, we should use the environment, we should extract the environment equal to the rate of generation of resources by the environment. If rate of generation of resources are less, rate of use of resources are more, there will be a disbalance, there will be inappropriate, there will be totally imbalance between these two, and it will create trouble for the environment. When this is not so, the environment fails to perform its third and vital functions of life sustenance, and this results in an environmental crisis. This is a situation today all over the world. The rising population of the developing countries and affluent consumption and production standards of the developed world have placed a huge stress on the environment. In terms of its first two functions, many resources have become extinct and waste generated are beyond the observative capacity of the environment. Observative capacity means the ability of environment to observe degradation. The result, we are today at the threshold of the environmental crisis. The past development has polluted and dried up rivers and other aquifers, making water and economic good. Besides, the intensive and extensive extraction of both renewable and non-renewable resources has exhausted some of these vital resources, and we are compelled to spend huge amounts on technology and research to explore new resources. Added to these are health costs of the degrade environmental quality, decline in the air and water quality have resulted in increased incidence of respiratory and waterborne diseases. Hence, the expenditure on health is also rising. To make matters worse, global environmental issues such as global warming and ozone depletion also contribute to increased financial commitments by the government. Simply, if we will pollute the environment, if we will disturb the environment, not only health related problems will come in the society, but expenditure of the government will also increase to tackle the problems of environmental pollution, problems created by the environmental pollution, like the problem of health or maybe the other issues. Now this is clear cut that opportunity cost of negative environmental impacts are high. It means when we degrade the environment, it will create a big trouble to the society. The biggest question that arises is how are environmental problems new to this century? If so, why? The answer to this question requires some elaboration. In the early days when civilization just began, or before phenomenal increase in the population, and before countries took to industrialization, the demand for environmental resources and services was much less than their supply. This meant that the pollution was within the absorptive capacity of the society, or environmental and rate of resource extraction was less than rate of regeneration of these resources. Simply, earlier this type of the problems were not rising because there was balance between the availability of resources and use of resources. Use of resources was up to a normal level. Use of resources was not exploitation nature. Use of resources was not beyond its capacity. So there was balance between the use of resources, generation of resources, and there was totally balance between these two situations. But now environmental problems are arising. Basic reason before arising of environmental problem is population explosion. And why population explosion is responsible for environmental degradation? Because when population increases at a very rapid rate, the demand for people increases. Now what type of demand increases? All type of demand, whether they are consumer goods, capital goods, industrial goods, whatever type of the goods are required by the growing population is rising. Due to increasing demand, we have to depend on the more industry. Now farmers are using chemical fertilizers. Industrial growth is rapidly taking place in all parts of the world. This industrial revolution, this agricultural I called revolution, will create various kinds of the environmental pollutions.